admitted that a lot of our adult struggles don't just pop up out of nowhere. They come from childhood, specifically from the emotional gaps that have been left behind by the people who were supposed to love and protect us first. That's where we get phrases like mother wound or what people casually call having daddy issues. This is where it starts. When our emotional needs weren't being met early on, it quietly shapes how we start to see ourselves as we get older, how we show up in our relationships, and what it is that we think we deserve. And healing these things is not a quick fix. It's not a quick glow up or some kind of weekend breakthrough. It's slow, it's personal, and sometimes it can be very uncomfortable, but it's also deeply freeing. The mother wound is what happens when your relationship with your mom tended to be very inconsistent or emotionally distant, critical, or just overall lacking. And when you grow into adulthood, it often shows up as people pleasing, perfectionism, or constant self doubt, or maybe even just you feeling guilty for having needs at all. And this could have stemmed from your mom being emotionally unavailable. She could have been overwhelmed by her own trauma. She could have been very hypocritical or hypercritical, or just simply unable to show up in the ways that you needed. Even if she did her best, unmet needs still leave a mark. And those patterns don't just magically disappear once you've grown up. What happens is they quietly become your default setting. So the healing for this starts with you having the ability to just simply call it what it is without minimizing it or blaming yourself. You don't have to villainize your mom to acknowledge that something was just missing. And therapy can be a game changer in this situation because it gives you the space to unpack these old patterns and understand why it is that you move the way that you do. You also need to have a lot of self compassion. Self compassion matters more than the hustle when it comes to healing this wound that you've grown up with. Learning to speak to yourself with kindness, being able to challenge that inner critic, and setting boundaries without feeling guilty are all a part of reparenting yourself. And yes, finding emotionally safe people is going to help you a lot too. Healthy connections can help heal what isolation. And then we can move on to daddy issues. Now, this phrase gets tossed around like it's some sort of joke, but the impact of it is very real. Daddy issues usually come from an absent, inconsistent, emotionally unavailable, or overly critical father. That can turn into trust issues, fear of abandonment, difficulty feeling safe in relationships, or just simply constantly questioning your own worth. And when your first experience with safety, approval, or perfection is shaky, it makes sense that closeness later on in life feels very complicated. So, when you look at trying to go on the healing journey for your daddy issues, your healing starts with noticing these patterns, who it is that you're drawn to, what you tolerate, or what you fear losing. And of course, therapy again can help you untangle your old beliefs and rewrite the story that you've been carrying. Trust doesn't magically appear, it builds slowly. It builds through boundaries, healthy boundaries, honesty, and letting the right people earn access to you. Forgiveness may come into play, but it's not a free pass for harm. More like you releasing yourself from carrying that emotional weight forever. The real goal is rebuilding your sense of self worth from the inside out. Healing the mother wound and your daddy issues is some deep work. It takes a lot of honesty. You're gonna need support and you have to have patience, but it's definitely worth it. You don't have to keep reliving old dynamics just because these are familiar people, because they're family, because they're your parents. You get to choose healthier patterns, safer relationships, and a life that isn't run by your unhealed pain. So understand that healing is possible and that you are not broken for needing to be healed. You're just simply human.